Okay, I'm going to show you how you can get to the battery. The battery is in the trunk. And I remember when I first came out here and my battery was dead, I can't even get the doors to unlock. So I had to use the key in my key fob, the manual key, and I just put it in the lock and to unlock the door because my battery was so dead that the doors didn't even unlock. But I already put in a new battery, so everything works fine, so I'm just going to unlock it. Oops. So when my battery was dead, I hit this trunk release button and it didn't even open up the trunk. So at that point I was like panicking because I was like, how the hell am I going to get to this battery? So you got two options. You can, this seat, the back seat actually folds down and you can climb in there. And you can climb in here and you can hit this little trunk release thing. But if you're like me, I didn't want to do that. You can just go over here, pop the trunk. So basically I just jump started it because I just didn't want to crawl into my trunk to open it. So I just I use this, the positive, and I use this for the negative, this little ground strip down here. I use that for the negative. And that's pretty much how I jump started it. I just jumped. Alright, to get started, the battery's in the trunk. And there's this little tab here. There's a little tab here. You just pull on the tab. So here's the battery. So next is disconnect the terminals. We have to move this cover. It's just held in by these two clip things. Alright, so next just disconnect the terminals. So you want to grab a 10mm wrench and loosen the negative terminal nut first. And you pull up. That's loose now. And make sure it's not contacting metal. Now we loosen the positive. Alright, once we loosen this up, there's a hook. It slides right off the hook like that. And now that's loose. And now we can finally pull out the battery. Okay, next you're going to get a ratchet with a 10mm socket with a stanchion. And you're going to want to loosen, took it all the way out just because it was easier. I just took this little battery hold down thing, just put it there. Okay, now the battery's ready to lift out of the car. Okay, the battery's out of the car, and just for being curious, I hooked up my multimeter to see what the voltage is. And you can see right on the battery it says 12 volts. And my multimeter is reading about 9.23. So I guess it's time to get a new battery. Alright, I got the new battery, so now I'm gonna strap it back down first. I'm gonna put the strap back around it in this little metal bracket, this little hold down bracket. I'm gonna put this back on there. Okay, we want to make sure all the mounting points are nice and tight. That's pretty tight there. You don't want to overdo it. Yeah, that's good right there. I want to make sure this strap is tight as possible. Just hit this metal piece and pull it. And once the battery is fastened back down to the car, you connect this thing first. Okay, that's connected. So next step is we connect our terminals. We do positive first and negative last. Okay, now that you have that connected, now we want to tighten it up. Just snug. You don't want to do over tight. Alright, that's not going anywhere. So before we close the lid, we want to make sure it's secured. The battery's not going anywhere. It's not. Just want to make sure it's not wiggling. That's good. So now, okay, I'm gonna start it up. Before I put in the new battery, I couldn't even get the engine to crank over. Actually, I couldn't even get the doors to unlock. I had to use the manual key in my key fob. So let's see if it works. Oh yeah, perfect.